All right. I want to play a video from CBS News. CBS News interviewed the mother who, during the Uvalde mass shooting, tried to get through the police line and was brutalized by police. It also seems that she was threatened by police after the incident as well. I want to play this because this is interesting stuff.
School in Uvalde, Texas, to protect her kids. She says that police held her back and handcuffed her as the shooting unfolded. Lilia Luciano has the exclusive interview. Lilia, good morning.
Good morning to you, Anne Marie, and to Vlad. You know, I met with Angeli Gomez yesterday in a field nearby. She's a farm worker. She was telling me that her kids, on the morning of the shooting, had both graduation ceremonies or a ceremony at school. She showed up there, but she didn't want to take photos with them. She told me she was embarrassed because she had come straight from work. She was working early that morning, and she was dusty from the field, but her kids told her, "Mom, we want to take this photo." She says, you know, "I'm so glad I took that photo because it could have been the last one," and it was for many of the parents who lost their children who had been there. Like many parents, after that, she left, she went back to work, back to the field. And within 10 minutes, she received a frantic call from her mom telling her that there was a shooting at the school. So she got in her car and she sped at about 100 miles an hour, she told me, until she finally got here. And this is what she told me after.
100
right away
miles
as
an
I
hour.
parked, U.S. Marshals started coming toward my car saying that I wasn't allowed to be parked there. And he said, "Well, we're going to have to arrest you because you're being very uncooperative." I said, "Well, you're going to have to arrest me because I'm going in there, and I'm telling you right now, I don't see none of y'all in there. Y'all are standing with snipers, and y'all are far away. If y'all don't go in there, I'm going in there." He immediately put me in cuffs.
She says after Uvalde police officers told marshals to uncuff Gomez, she ran towards the school.
As soon as they uncuffed me, I jumped that first gate fence, and once I jumped it, I went to my son's class, and I knocked on the door, and I remember the teacher saying, I'm like, "Hey, they're already bulge cutting the fence to get me." She's like, "You think we have time to get out?" I said, "Y'all have time. I'm gonna run for my other son."
Once she was assured her son was okay, Gomez ran to get her other child, encountering more officers who tried to stop her.
So I start yelling, and I'm being cooperative, and I'm like, "Well, y'all aren't doing what are y'all doing? Y'all ain't doing y'all need to be in here. Give me your vest. Somebody give me a vest, something." I started paying.
So, once again, this is what I said earlier. Like, the cops are obviously beta male cowardly douchebags, right? So at least give the parents who actually care the guns and the vests. Why would they have a monopoly on all the defensive and offensive stuff when they're not doing anything about it? And again, this is what we've been talking about before since the shooting occurred. The police spent more money and resources beating the fucking shit out of parents, pepper spraying some other ones, tasing some other ones, bashing some people into the ground, than they did in any way to try to stop the shooter. And again, why not give her a bulletproof vest? You're not using it. You're not using it. There's like 30 of these fucking douchebag fucking cocksuckers just standing there going like, it's insane.
Attention to how far the shots were being, so that I knew the shooter was all the way still by my first son's class. So when I went to my second son's door, the teacher didn't want to open the door for me. So that's when they started escorting me out. And as I see that they're opening my son's door, I go run for my son and I get him.
With both of her kids out safe, Gomez still can't shake the thought of those who didn't make it. While you were inside the school, did you see officers
There was not
inside
one
the school?
officer inside the school when I
In
ran
the
to my
areas-
second son's class. There was not one officer.
And you were hearing gunshots, so you knew
You
that
could hear the
it was an
gunshots.
active
It
shooter.
was still active. The gunshots were still active. They were not in there. There was no one in there. If anything, when I pulled up, my car was closer to the school than where the snipers and everybody that was laying on the ground were.
When you heard that it took law enforcement 75 minutes before they went in and stopped the shooter, what was your thinking, having been inside the school yourself?
I don't know. I was just thinking that they could have saved many more lives. They could have gone into that classroom and maybe 2 or 3 would have been gone, but they could have saved the whole class. They could have done something. Gone through the window, sniped them through the window. I mean, something, but nothing was being done. If anything, they were being more aggressive on us parents that were willing to go in there. And like I told one of the officers, I don't need you to protect me. Get away from me. I don't need your protection. If anything, I need you to go in there with me to go protect my kids. And if anything, they were being more aggressive on us. They were more pertain on keeping us back than getting into that school.
You know, this is her.
And that's the thing about this whole situation. Again, there's video of, you can hear the gunshots and kids screaming. Right now we understand the kids were calling 911 4 or 5 times, begging for help. You can hear gunshots on all the recordings. And as that's happening, they're arresting the parents of these children. A couple of them got pepper sprayed and tased. And some of them got tackled to the ground. And you know when fucking cops do that thing where they tackle you to the ground and they dislocate both of your shoulders and like whip them back? Like, whoa, whoa, right? Because, you know, why not? They enjoy beating the fucking shit out of innocent people, right? It's insane. This shit is insane. It's fucking crazy. But it gets worse.
Her account is another reflection of just the gaps in communication, those holes that we're trying to fill about the information that was coming in from 911, what the officers outside knew, what the officers inside knew. We know that there were officers inside. That's what law enforcement, Texas Department of Public Safety have told us, that there were officers outside of the classroom in a different area, clearly from where she was. But, you know, it's the frustration of the parents trying to get in is something that's understandable, and of course law enforcement can't just let all the parents go in when there's a shooter inside, clearly. But her energy, just her frustration is what's reverberating across this community at this point. And she also told me that, you know, she's on probation for some charges from about a decade ago, and that she received a call from someone in law enforcement telling her that if she keeps talking to media, or if she, you know, keeps sharing her story, that she might face some kind of violation for obstruction of justice. So she was holding back from sharing her story until now because a judge told her that she was brave and that her probation would be shortened. So that gave her the courage.
They fucking called her after handcuffing her, hurting her, threatening her, and then not helping her save her own kids. They called her not to say, oh, hey, thank you for your bravery, I'm sorry we didn't do anything. They called her to threaten her, saying, we're gonna fucking send you back to jail, bitch, don't say anything. That's insane? That's insane. That is fucking insane. That's insane. And once again, I would like to remind everyone, none of these cops are going to be held accountable. In fact, they're probably going to get promoted. They're probably going to get overtime pay. They're probably going to get raises. They're probably going to get even more money from the budget. They already get $4 million annually, 40% of the budget. That might go up. They're going to get promoted, right? They're going to get medals of hero and freedom, all that fucking stupid bullshit. No one will be held accountable. Meanwhile, the people that actually saved the day are getting threatened, right? Are they going to get a bonus? Is that parent who works at the farm who ran in there, drove 100 miles an hour to go save her kids, is she going to get a bonus? Is she going to get a raise? Is she going to get overtime pay? Is she going to get anything from the state at all? Therapy at the very least? Nope. Nope. Because this is the United States of America. The police only exist to beat the fucking shit out of civilians. That's it. The police exist to propagate violence. They don't exist to stop violence. They don't give a fuck. They only exist to make sure that there's more violence. That's it. It's insane. So anyway, this is like the bravest person I've ever seen. You know, a lot of people say, like, would you run into the fire to save someone or whatever? You don't know until that happens, right? And she is a hero. And, you know, if anyone knows if she has any sort of fundraiser or anything, please send that my way. But again, it's insane that the cops are going to get overtime pay. They're going to get bonuses. They're going to get medals. They're going to get promotions. That's what happens every time the police fuck up. They fall upwards. That's it. And they beat the shit out of parents, tase them, pepper sprayed them, tackle them to the fucking ground. And then they're going to make money doing it. They're going to profit off of terrorizing the population. It's fucking crazy.